History of the World Part 2 is the most embarrassing thing since my firstborn son. For Mel Brooks, it's the most embarrassing thing since Dracula, Dead and Loving It. 40 years ago, Mel Brooks made one of his pretty good, just okay movies, History of the World Part 1. I don't love that movie, but it had actual jokes in it, and even though it was essentially a collection of skits, it still followed a basic storyline that ended up coming back around in the final act of the movie. With History of the World Part 2, there are plenty of things that don't work for it. Number 1, the acting. The cast is just not good overall. The miniseries stars Fuck Muckman, Muck Shuckturd, Fire Truckman, Mark Zuckerberg, Wanda Sykes,
the inventor of the tub?
How did these dumbasses enslave us?
Who do you think you are, Sterling Archer? And also starring Ike Barinholtz as a drunk and stupid Ulysses S. Grant.
Sir!
I basically feel about the cast of this show how most people feel about movie 43. Okay, I don't hate History of the World Part 2 that much, but I really don't like the casting choices for this miniseries, especially Nick Kroll. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some good cast members in this. It's just overall, they don't do it justice. Number 2, the jokes. The jokes in this miniseries do not land at all for me. They are very forced and out of touch.
Oh my god, you guys. You know what? One second. Oh my god. Okay, you guys, I'm like literally dead right now because my whole family is literally dead right now. I feel like I have to go into hiding. So watch this space and follow along my journey. #LastRomanov. But most importantly, before I go, please do not forget to use my code Anastasia for 10% off your next Potsmites order, you guys, okay? It's really important. Okay, I love you. War and peace. Bye.
History of the World Part 2. Hey guys, look at me. I'm swole.
Unfortunately, there is not a whole lot I can say about this other than it's just not funny to me. If this is funny to you, then cool. Good job. But if I could attempt to explain why it isn't funny to me, I would say all of the humor is basically what you would expect coming from a 96-year-old man who is aiming this at people 1/8 of his age. And I'm not too sure how much of the writing Mel Brooks actually did. I know he went downhill in his final movie days, but I don't think he could think of stuff this bad on his own. I just have a strong feeling that Kroll, Sykes, and Barinholtz are not good comedy writers. Even they come across as 96-year-olds trying to write for people 3 generations behind them. Number 3, the structure. Here we come to my biggest gripe with the miniseries. The structure of it. There are essentially 5 or 6 main stories going on across the 8 episodes of the series, and there are little one-off skits in between, of course. But what I dislike most about how they edited it all together is they spread it out very inconsistently to the point where Mel Brooks would have to come in every episode as the narrator and remind the audience of what is happening in each storyline. I think what would have worked out much, much better is if they had just thought out 7 different eras or storylines to spoof, have each of the first 7 episodes be its own storyline, and then in episode 8, bring them all together somehow and make fun of all the historical figures featured together. That, in my opinion, would have made the viewing less of a slog, easier to follow, and overall more fun to watch. Alright, that'll do it for this video. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you look at the mini-series a little more closely. I know I did, just editing this video together. Alright, have yourself a good.